here. Yeah. It's Monday morning. I know, a full week. But I tell you what, this week, Tuesday night is Two Wheel Tuesday. Thursday night is Crazy Horse and Stonham. And the weather forecast is just unbelievable. Yeah, it's going to be like 30 degrees or something on Wednesday around us. I hope it's the same for wherever you are, and you manage to get out to some of these bike nights. Um, so, I mean, you can see it's a glorious morning. I've got a lot of photos to get through. I've had a marvellous weekend at Copdock, which I want to talk about, and I might run through some still shots um, as we go in through through throughout the video. Yeah, um, just to fill in. Yeah, but I've got lots of other photos to get through. I hope you've had a marvellous weekend too, and I hope you enjoyed the videos. Yeah, of the bobber and that little YBR Custom 125. What a marvellous little bike. Uh, um, also got an email from my mate Dr. Khan. Yeah, he said, have a mutter about the bullet. I want to know what you think about the bullet. Well, obviously, I've not seen one in real life, so I can't say too much. But for some reason, and I don't know what it is, I really fancy one. Yeah, I think it's that classical Royal Enfield bullet look from the dark years. Yeah, from the years when nobody really wanted Royal Enfields in this country. Yeah, before they became trendy, and they were a little bit leaky and so forth. Yeah, so I guess it's that. I'm disappointed that they're not a 500, that they are just basically a classic slash meteor in a different frock. That is obviously disappointing. Um, but there you go. That's my view so far, Dr. Khan, on the bullet. I am very excited. Am I more likely to buy a bullet than I am a classic 350? And the answer to that is, for some strange reason, and it's nothing against the classic, is yes, I am, because it's different. Now, I might feel differently by the time it comes out. Depends how quick it comes out. That's what I'd say as well. If we're waiting till next January, probably not. I'll probably have gone with a Triumph or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Um, On to photos. Uh, and straight off AS. Yeah, went to a motorbike, Siloth motorcycle vintage show thing. Uh, got these pictures. Yamaha, marvellous. You tell me. Um, but marvellous pictures. I tell you what, it's quite misty. I don't know if you can see that, but it is really misty. But the sun is out, and it's going to burn this mist off. It's going to be a belter of a day. Yeah. Anyway, back to my mate Richie. He was reminiscing about bikes, and the one he regrets in his 40 something years of riding is this Harley Davidson soft something or other, soft tail. I can't remember what model it is, but he regrets it. He regrets selling it, not having it. Yeah. Something else he regrets is this. Yeah, I know, Richie. I regret it for you. Marvelous. Um, Brilliant photos. Richie did send us some others. Um, he was out at Alton Towers, yeah, and he found a giraffe, which is marvellous, isn't it? Yeah, brilliant. And while we're on that, TC, not my TC, another TC, knew that he'd been looking for a giraffe. She found this. Yeah, marvellous. Out shopping, finds this giraffe. That's just lovely. And also, my mate Dave, you know Diddy Dave, little tiny weeny, small Dave, short Dave. Yeah. When I made that comment about two-wheeled Willie punching with his gorgeous wife, you remember he sent us a picture last week? Yeah. Well, Dave said, and I said about it being, it must be something to do with us motorcyclists all being able to punch. And he said, no, you're wrong there, mate. And he sent us this. Now, I don't know if he's suggesting that's his wife, but that was definitely the idea I got. And also, last week, I mentioned about lock screens, sending us a picture of your lock screen, you know, a screenshot. And Foxy said, here you go. And Foxy sent us his lock screen. Yeah, the Silver Fox. I wouldn't have expected anything else. Yeah, marvellous looking bike. And then what? Oh, RBP. Yeah, do you remember he set the competition, which no one's managed to find other than next to the telegraph pole or hiding in the hedge. Yeah. I bumped into him as well. But he sent us a picture of his T120 all loaded up, going camping. Yeah, marvellous. But I bumped into him at Copdock as well. Marvellous pictures. What else did I get? Oh yeah. GS sent us a photo of his Enfield. Joe. It's just called Joe. Joe the Enfield at Shotley. One of my favourite places to sail past. Yeah. Marvellous picture. Marvellous bike. GRS. He sent us another marvellous picture of this classic 500. Yeah, excellent bike, marvellous. And his pet giraffes. Yeah, in his garden. Brilliant. Oh, so many photos. My mind's a whir with it. And believe it or not, because I'm talking so much, my visor's warmer than the air outside and the mist is condensing on it, which isn't very good for seeing where you're going. But MB, anyway, he sent us some photos of Sleaford. He was at Sleaford, was it? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, marvellous Suzuki, marvellous Honda. Don't know if it is a bike show or just like a vintage classic thing. Yeah, vehicle thing. Yeah, but marvellous pictures. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. I'm going to have to do something with my visor, so I'm just going to stop here. Yeah, there we go. Well, it is a pain. I've got a pin lock on it, but it doesn't seem to work very well. Anyway, what else did I get? Oh, CA. Yeah, he said, you know, CA got that marvellous Bonneville in powder blue. Anyway, he said he's found a giraffe. He said it's a strange colour. He's never seen a green one before. Look at that. It's an elephant Inanna. Or is it? Is it a giraffe disguised as an elephant? Is that what they're doing? I don't know. Could be. Couldn't it? Let's be honest. FR as well, member of the Gold Line Club, sent us some marvellous pictures of his Gold Line, and he's fitted these crash bars, engine crash bars, or tank savers. They actually look really good. I might invest in some of those. They're in that brushed steel as well that go with the exhaust and everything. That's just marvellous. Um, yeah. Oh, and SC sent us a picture of his 1958 BSA Super Rocket. What a marvellous bike that is. Um, just wonderful. And Susie S as well via Instagram sent us a picture of this Triumph. Isn't it wonderful? Like the Great Escape Triumph. Yeah, that's what she reckons. He reckons she. Oh, no, I can't tell with Instagram, can you? But yeah, marvellous pictures. Um, marvellous bike. She also uh, found found a giraffe in the Wallace and Gromit shop. Yeah, well, I don't know what she was doing in the Wallace and Gromit shop. Maybe buying a motorbike and sidecar. Could have been, couldn't she? Yeah. Um, fantastic photos. Uh, and of course, JH. You know, JH has got that marvellous Honda and Bonneville. He sent us a couple of pictures. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Including himself. Yeah. Isn't he a handsome chap? Yeah. Marvellous. Look, I've got more photos. They were still coming in this morning. I know. But they'll have to wait till Friday because it's going to be a busy week. Um, oh, look at that. What a view. Marvellous. Um, now, you might also notice the sound's not as good as it usually is. Not that it's fantastic anyway, but I'm using the Insta and I have made a few films with it. Um, and I am struggling with the sound a little bit at the moment. I need to figure out which microphone works best with it. Uh, it tends to be very quiet on the picking up the engine, but di- distorts my voice and even adds like it makes it sound like I'm in a bit of a swimming pool sometimes. But I think that's the microphone and not the camera because I use. What I found was the cheap microphones work best with the GoPro because they're a bit thick. Yeah, they're like the thick kid in the class. They just do enough. Morning, old man. Yeah, I know. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully I'll be on a BSA soon again. Yeah, that'll cheer him up. And of course, we've got the giraffe down here. Morning, giraffe. Yeah, plenty of giraffes on this mutter for you. Yeah, I know. He says it's going to be a hot one time. Get your sun cream out. Well, what does he mean? Sun cream? I'm on a bloody bike. I'll have all my leathers on. Yeah. Um, but anyway, that's the photos for now. Um, if we go back to the bullet, what do you think? Is it is it worth the difference? Are you a classic man or a bullet man? What would you go for? I did also want to have a mutter about used prices because people have been going on about it. Um, because of course things have sorted themselves out now. There's still supply issues for parts and stuff, but there's plenty of bikes about. And we've got to remember, dealers have got to make money. They've got massive overheads. On a new bike, they make next to nothing, and a lot of them throw in the first service free, which they've also got to cover. Oh, but there you go. You don't want to listen to me bang on about it. Everyone else is banging on about it. But it's always been the way. If you part exchange your bike, you'll get less for it than if you sell it yourself. That's because the dealer's got to give a guarantee. He's got to check it. He's taking a punt on you, not telling a pack of porkies about it, and that it is actually everything that you say it is, because he's got no comeback about or against you. Um, but also be aware that if you sell a bike, whilst the buyer is not as protected as they are with the dealer, if you make any misrepresentations about that bike, there's a high chance you'll end up in court. Yeah. So there's all risks such as that, and even and that's the case, even if you didn't know about them. If the reasonable motorcyclist ought to have known about it, yeah. And people do have a habit of finding these things out. So anyway, that's all I'll say about the dealers. Um, it's tough being a dealer. Yeah, the charges a fortune, and yeah, some of them are rubbish, some of them are marvellous. But anyway, have a fantastic week and get yourself out to some bike shows. And I'll catch you in another mutter. Ta ta.